there.
Yeah.
As long as literally everyone
Hold on, yeah.
talk over each other.
Hello.
Hello. Are we all in agreement?
Sure.
No? Okay, we're in agreement. No one talk over each other. Everyone's able to speak. Let's go to voice room 1. God.
Oh my god. Oh, I think I'm not gonna hear you guys.
I didn't. That was the worst noise I ever heard in my life. Okay, let me just.
Oh, you switched accounts. I was like, oh my god, Choco.
Okay. Let's. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm just making sure that I don't have anything weird open. I shouldn't, right? All right, we should be good. Yeah. Okay. I guess still open. Give me 1 second. I'm just. Yeah, there we go. Have MetaMask like this, and then we'll move pull over here and get the website for everyone as well. I made a voice channel so that we can have it there. So that everything will be kept log. Okay, we're gonna share my screen. Okay. Let me just close these. Okay, so I knew that I was talking in a different Discord and everyone was asking, what is it that you're using? Like, what is this? How do you know this? Right? And so this is the tool that I'm using. It is free to use. We're going to use the text lessons channel. I'm going to link it in there. It is free to use and it is on your browser. You don't need to download anything. It looks like this. So you can see I have a few transactions going off in here. These are simulated ones. Here's what it looks like fully. Let's just turn these and clear event so we can start over. Yeah, you can ignore the pop-up that pops up when it's like, oh yeah, sign up or whatever. You don't have to sign up. So if you go to the website, this is the resource. You just click here from products, Mempool Explorer, and it'll take you here. What you're gonna do, start for free, and you'll end up here. And we can all do tests together. So if you're sitting here and you want to try it out as I do it, we can do something simple like take your own address, which is what I'm gonna do here. Take my own address. I'm gonna put it in here, and it'll add my address, so I can actually close this one. So we can just one. So right now I'm listening to my own address. Okay, and so how it works is you can set different filters, as you can see. Stop laughing in the background. You're putting me off. Sorry. But yeah, now the question is going to be like, what filters are you going to want to set, obviously, to figure out what we're listening to, right? Okay, so usually if we go to Etherscan, let's just do that quickly. And I don't know, let's look at top, like, let's view transfers going on right now. Sketchy Ape is minting, but I don't really want to use that as an example. Okay, so screw it. So Sketchy Ape is minting. Can see everything that they're doing, right? So he has a lot of transactions. So we'll go and we'll scroll through. Usually you wouldn't have to scroll through this much, right? But we're looking for him opening mint for owner. Like, this guy is a complete rug artist. Let's not look at him anymore. He doesn't deserve our attention. We'll find someone else. Like, is anything else minting right now? Pixel Hape. Okay, sounds like another rug, but maybe a bit better. We'll go to the creator. And here's where he created the contract. Mint for address, mint for address. Is it not? Let's see. Click to see more. Nice one. I'm trying to find a really simple one that you would see like on a day-to-day basis. Uno momento. I guess crypto bats could be a good one. Because I don't want to go over something that's going to be like, you're not going to see this on a day-to-day basis. It wouldn't make any sense. Wireless signer, mint 2. Hey, so here's crypto bats honorary. Oh, they made an honorary one as well. I didn't know that. Okay. So here's where they started to configure it. So here's where they're configuring the Dutch auction. Here's where they're configuring the pre-sale. And then there's a bunch of reserves. What is configure pre-sale? Let's go to their contract. Am I reading this wrong? I didn't mint this today, so I didn't actually look at their contract. Okay, so essentially for them to open up their trading, they would config their pre-sale, which you'll see here, which is they have an epoch time for when it's going to start and when it's going to end, and the supply. Right? So what we would be looking for is right here, this transaction right here. We would be looking for this transaction to appear on here. Okay? So basically, how we would see this pop up, let's just pretend that I'm them right now. We would set our properties. So you always want to have the hash. The hash is the transaction hash, just exactly as it is on Etherscan. When you're looking at your transaction, that is your hash, right? You want to see the status because you want to see what it like at what point it's at on the blockchain. Is it pending? Is it confirmed? Okay. You want to see contract call and then you want method name because you would be able to see then. It doesn't always work. Just bear that in mind, but it works most of the time. You will be able to see what function they are actually calling. So you would be able to see this in here. So you wouldn't have to click it, if that makes sense. And then if you really want to take it up a notch, you can add a few more. Like, there's so much that you can see, you know what I mean? And, you know, if you want to try to get a little bit frisky with it and, you know, try to match them, be faster, you can throw a few more in there, but you don't really need to know anything else. So if I was to send a transaction, so let's say I transfer something between my accounts. Let's say I send something to my boyfriend's wallet, right? So I send him .01, right? Okay, and we'll send this like really low, okay? And you'll see that it pops up here, right? And I can click here. I can see the transaction hash. Everything pops up. But you'll see that it pops up here, and there it is, confirmed, right? Is it confirmed on Etherscan? Yes. But this wasn't even propagated yet on Etherscan. So you can see how fast this actually is. It's much faster than sitting there and waiting. So what you would see is when a developer pushes to open their trading, you're going to see their pending, and you're going to see their confirmed before anyone sees it on Etherscan. It's still going to say pending for people on Etherscan when you see that. So you don't need to wait for Discord announcements. You don't need to wait for, like, you know, any announcements actually, because you can see it for yourself. Now, some developers will do something strange with their contracts where, let's say we go back to this contract here. Some people will transfer ownership of the contract. And you'll see that transaction in the creator wallet. You'll see that they've transferred ownership. Then all you have to do is go to that wallet that they have transferred to and watch that wallet. I usually watch both just in case because, I don't know, like superstition kicks in. Now, one thing I will recommend is that when you're sending your transaction, you want to send it on this one, right? But when you send it, you should add this right here. You should add, hold on, where is it? So you want to type F, failure reason. I use this all the time when I'm watching my own wallet because when I fail, I want to know why. And you will see yourself fail and you will see the reason why you failed. So you know if they have sold out. So if they haven't sold out, you just send it again. If you ran out of gas, okay, pump up your gas. You know what I mean? So this is just a tool that you will use alongside all of your trades. And it really, really helps. And it helps me. I think those of you that are in EVO's 1 Alpha Discord noticed that when Rengoku was minting, everyone got in. Why? Because we knew when it started before everyone else. And that's what you can use it for. I'm gonna stop here and see if anyone has any questions at all. Anyone?
So to see this, you just need hash, status, contract, like all those down there, the subscription results.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all you need. And you can add more than one wallet here. So you just create a new subscription. So say, I want to know, like, let's pick a different one on my wallet. Just literally anything. So here's my boyfriend's wallet, and I can just add him here. And these will pop up here. And you see how there's names? Just, you can rename. So this is me. And it changes the name up here. So you can differentiate who is who. This also works for other networks as well, just so we're clear. You can use it for Polygon, BSC, and obviously the test nets.
So like you're sitting there, you're waiting, the mint starts in 5 minutes or so you think it does. You have it all configured within this, and then the moment you see it confirmed.
I'm gonna pen, yes.
Gotcha.
And also, one cool thing that if I remove right here, you can take this link, and if I link this to all of you right now, when you click that, you're gonna have exactly what I've set here. So you have my wallet sitting there, obviously. But like, if you wanted to link to your friend, oh, here's the creator wallet, watch it for me because I'm busy setting up other stuff, or you just want them to know this, you can link them with the exact tags that you want, and obviously this exact wallet that you want. Pretty simple.
Nice.
I know it's scary looking at that link, but a lot of people were like, what the frog? Like, you know, when they saw that. But yeah, so that can be done like that easily.
And in the other window, you've got the contract mint up, so you just mint through the contract.
Yeah, so you can actually make this smaller. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need that whole screen.
Right.
So usually I'll have this on the side. I'll have my things over here, just chilling. I actually have a massive monitor to the side that I usually use, and I'll just have several open if it's like a big mint, several wallets. So, anyone else got any questions about Mempool that I haven't answered? I don't know if people are asking in text channel. But yeah, I think I linked the website, but I didn't link exactly to like the Explorer. So I'll link exactly to the Explorer as well, so people have that link in case you struggle to find it. But yeah, this is probably one of the best tools that I use. It has helped supremely. And I know a few other people were asking questions before. Oh, go a bit slower. Okay, I just saw these. I'm sorry. I was looking at the text channels underneath the voice section, not the general. I'm sorry, I didn't notice that.
Hi, Birkin. Hi, I was just
Yeah.
going to say, are you able to do like one more example?
Yeah.
Just so it kind of just sits in properly, if that's okay.
Yeah, especially the which transaction are you looking for when you scan on either scan?
As an creator account, yeah.
Yeah, so we can go look at some more contracts. That's no problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at the transfers that are happening right now. So whatever this is, Acclimated Mooncats is minting right now. We'll go to their contract.
Wait, can someone stream your stream? Your stream is full.
Oh, yeah. That's a problem. Anyone else?
I can stream their stream. Oh, your stream.
Okay, cool.
I
think Proreo already got it.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
we can stream 3 of us, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Acclimated Mooncats is minting right now. So we'll go to the creator address, right? And it varies from contract to contract. Different contracts will have different ones. But if you want to figure out exactly what it's going to be, this is how we'll do it. We'll go back to the contract. So we're on the contract right now for Acclimated Mooncat. We go to contract. It's verified. So we don't have to play any guessing games here. We'll go to read contract. And we'll look. and we'll see what they have going on here. So how is trading going to open? We'll just go through every option. So balance of, like balance base URL. And see, you can click everything here. Nothing here is gonna go wrong if you're clicking around, don't worry. So pause. Paused is false. So returns to true if the contract is paused. So paused is going to be what starts the trading up. And we figure that out, right? It's set to false right now, which means trading is open, which it is. Okay, so now we'll go to create a wallet. And we will scroll. You don't have to activate anything. So you might be clicking on the tracker. So if you click on the tracker, obviously you won't see it. You want to be on the contract. So make sure you click the contract and then the creator will be right here. So right now we're looking for pause. So let's go through all of these here. And see if we can find it. It should not have been that long ago. So strange. Okay, so here's the contract creation. Right here, right? Pretty sure. No, acclimated mooncats. Edit eligible mooncats. Transfer map colors. Weird one. Transfer from. Maybe when they made the contract it was. So here's the contract. Was it automatically. So. This is confusing one. You just drop everything. So confusing when people use their actual wallet, like, create a deployer. Do you use /SRC to save gas if mint fails? Does it slow down your mint transaction? Honestly, no. I just let it fail. I'm so lazy. Like, the most lazy person you'll meet, but I could probably go over that as well. Point. You can unmute your mic and ask questions as well. You put another link in general chat? Let's see. Eladal, of course. Cool, so you can see easy. Yeah, so we can see it'll be easier than going over these like complicated ones where you have to like find like the weird thing. Okay, so Eladal. We could read contract and we'll look around and we'll see sale is active. True. Right? Toggle sale state right here. You'll click that transaction. You'll see toggle sale state right here in the function. And on Mempool, that's exactly what will pop up if the contract call is there. Because they're calling a contract. So the method name should pop up. I wonder if I could mint something. Like, I can listen to a mint that's... Is there a mint, like, about to happen? Like, even if it's, like, a trash mint, because then we could actually see... Like, we can actually see, like, the contract call come up.
Yeah, there's that one mint, that other DAO girl.
Yeah, but has it started? Or is it going to start
started
soon?
already, and it's still minting. Hold on, let me find that for you. What is that?
It would be cool to, like...
The Sim Queen? Or
Yeah, Sim Queen. Yeah, there we go.
I think she wants one that hasn't started yet.
Yeah, that's gonna start in like the next few minutes because that would be cool because then we could actually see them calling functions to the contract.
Do you want me to deploy a contract on Rinkaby?
I mean, you could if you want to. It's up to you. It was just like to show the method name, but people can try that themselves. Obviously, like it doesn't change anything. It just adds an extra line here, and we'll show if that makes sense. It would just show an extra line. So there wouldn't really be any point to like go that far as to like sit and deploy a contract. I think another thing people wanted me to go over was using a node, right? Here. That's what you guys wanted to go over. You guys were talking about on the other Discord. Did you guys want me to go over like setting up alchemy? Was that a thing?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
How to set up that RPC or what is it called?
Yeah. You said the
RPC
devs
flash
sometimes
box?
transfer open ownership. Why did they do that? Do they benefit anything from doing that? I think it's mostly to throw people off because I honestly have no idea. Baby, do you understand like why some devs transfer ownership of their contracts?
Yeah. Yeah. Then
I guess yeah, that makes sense as well. Okay, so my boyfriend said that like yeah, my boyfriend said that sometimes like some projects will outsource. Yeah. Fiverr dev transferring to buyer pretty much. That could be a thing, but I think some as well, like try to throw some people off and they'll transfer ownership as well. I've seen like actual legitimate projects transfer ownership as well. Not just like the quick cash grabs.
Yeah, and the other reason why they do this as well is because usually the person that deploys the contract is very familiar with the functions and being able to release it right and properly. And the one that's going to own the contract, usually the owner of the project, is not very familiar with all these functions. So they're being walked through the whole process. And I've worked with a couple projects where the developer will deploy it because the owner does not know anything about any of these things. And that way it's done properly. And then they'll transfer it and tell them what to do.
Makes sense. That sounds so strange because when you think of like an actual like sale of literally anything, you would never like hand something over to someone that has no idea what they're doing. But in NFTs, everyone's learning.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like in the situation, the other project I work for, the developer had to remote into the owner's computer to be able to do the functions and teach him how to do it. And he did it from his computer that way.
I'm just logging into my alchemy. If I can remember my password. Nope.
Yeah, and I'm loading my remix right now. I'll try to deploy something for you.
What is my password? Does anyone know my password? I'm kidding. Password's so good, even I don't know it. Alright. Okay. No, I have my password. Don't worry, just continue what you're doing. My boyfriend really wants to backseat and help out, but he's not joining the voice chat, so he doesn't get to help out. Okay, so I'm not really gonna lose anything from showing you guys this. So you guys want... Is this the website? Let's just double check that it's the right website. Yes, it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over why it's better to use a node. Right? This just in general, why it is better to use something that isn't the main net. Think of it. I love this analogy because it works. It's true. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, you're going to work. You're in your car and you're going to the main road in your city. There's a ton of cars. You get stuck in a red light, you're late to work. How many times have you been like pushing your transaction and getting stuck in a traffic jam, you know? Like it's the same kind of analogy that is like in some major cities you can pay a little bit extra and you can go into the fast lane. You know? And that's kind of the same thing that happens with the mainnet. Everyone is using it. Literally everyone you can think of. Even companies that are on the blockchain are using it. So you're gonna get stuck. You're gonna be at that red light waiting. And even though you're only seeing like maybe like a few seconds of a faster transaction, still a few seconds, you know? And in this world, a few seconds is like it's like a few hours in the real world, you know? So that's essentially what you're doing here, is that you're paying to get into the fast lane. And in my opinion, it's 100% worth it. Even I use it on every single transaction. It's not something that you turn off because like, oh no, I'm trying to conserve it. No, just use it all the time. It's $50 a month. How many times have you failed a transaction and you've paid $50 for it? It's nothing. It's $50. Like, so I'll show you how to set it up. That's no problem. very, 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 very easily. I'll go back to my wallet so I'm not like showing. So yeah, all you're gonna want to do, right? If everyone is watching, is add a network, and you'll see this here, right? So I think it depends like how much you're actually using it. You know what I mean? It depends on how much you're actually using it. Right now, I'm actually sharing mine with a few people that are in this channel right now. So we use it a lot. Like a lot. Yeah. Yeah, but like if you would use the free one, okay, stop backseating! Holy cow! Like I can't keep having a conversation with him while I'm talking to you guys, but he wants me to talk to him. Just take him away. Okay. So so what you're gonna do is I'm about to leak my shit, don't really care. Right? Once you've created all your stuff, you can see this, dude. 99.4% success in the last 24 hours. That's a good ratio. Fibby, what? Join the channel if you want to speak. Yeah, so, like, actually kind of annoying. Okay. Network name. You can literally name this anything. You want to name it, like, you want to name it potato? You name it potato. It could be whatever you want. Doesn't matter, you know? Potato, like, I can name it, like, I don't know, flying penis monster, you know, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever you want it to be named up here. Okay. Forgot I'm using the utility tab. So we're gonna copy pasta. It's a literally copy pasta game. Actually, I think I can just show like mine that's already set up, and then it'll be easier. So here's where you're gonna put your URL, which would be this one up here. Yes, because we're not using a WebSocket, we're just using the URL. So if you copy this, this is what you're gonna paste in here. Chain ID 1, symbol, ETH. Unless you're on a different network, then you change that, you know what I mean? Then you change the chain ID. And then your block explorer URL, Etherscan. Literally done. Save. It's added. Just click it up here. You're using it. It's like the easiest thing in the world. Honestly. But what?
Hey Birkin, does this save you from failed gas like an RPC would?
Not really. Not really, no.
Okay, just was curious.
No. It's just helping you so you don't compete on the. Think of it like a private highway. You know what I mean?
So it probably makes sense to maybe join up with a couple of friends and just create your own node.
Yeah.
You can all use the same thing.
That's pretty much what we did. I'm pretty sure that Proreo, Llama, we're all on the same one.
Yep. Helps a lot. Less 15 seconds. Let's go. Make
Nice.
a break.
Do you pay more for gas?
Yeah.
No, like it's around the same, but the thing being is that you're getting in a little bit faster, so you're getting in a little bit before gas is like going up. Think of it as like gas is rising, so you want to get in before it hits its peak like rise, you know?
Yeah, I think it's good. It's a good pair with like Mempool because
Yeah,
if you can get into the block early, then with the node you're much faster. You won't have to like gas war and shit.
Yeah, so with Mempool, you're going to see when it opens, you can pen your transaction because you have a node, you're not going to get caught in the traffic jam, therefore getting in before the gas war fully spikes. That's essentially the biggest use case here for it. If you noticed in the When Alpha Discord, when Rengoku was going off, you got in before gas spiked, which meant you won. There was no gas war for you. And that's why you use both of them in conjunction with each other. It's like a symbiotic relationship.
Yo, Birkin. So my first question is, we using this network, we won't get like those notifications where it's like, oh, switch to ETH mainnet before trying to make this transaction or anything like that.
No. Because this essentially works as like the ETH mainnet. It's still an Ethereum connect. It's an Ethereum network. You know, it's on the Ethereum network. It's just bypassing the traffic of the network. You're essentially just going over like you're in a private jet.
Yeah, and then second, is this basically what those bots do? Do they just listen to that contract transaction? Yes. And then so then we're if we know how to do this well, we're basically competitive with the bots.
Yes.
I mean, obviously they're faster, but damn.
Yeah, obviously they'll be faster because they have more advanced network setups. But yes, you will be able to compete with them because you're not sitting there waiting in a Discord or waiting on Twitter for them to announce, "Oh, guys, by the way, trading is live." Like, not at all. So, because you can see when trading is live, because it takes a while to press that send button. Then there's latency issues for when you see it and when you don't see it. You know. So you will see it first.
Yeah.
I think Mempool is probably the best tool that I can like recommend to all of you in here.
Yeah, and to add to that, there's also a delay from the developer announcing it on Discord, like typing the message and sending it.
Yeah,
So,
and they're letting their friends know, guys, we're actually live. Hold on, I'm about to announce it.
Yeah, right.
You negate all of that. So like when you guys were sitting in Evo's Discord and going like, "Oh, how did you know that's so god tier, whatever?" I'm literally not doing anything at all apart from just having this open. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did I just fail? Hello? Tiny noodle hands.
Don't be the guy that watches
What am I
the
listening
developer
to?
typing. No.
These like simulated? What am I listening to? Oh, someone changed it up. Oh, on the link. Nice. I'm listening to someone else. someone changed it up here. But yeah, feel free to like do whatever with that.
Hey, Birkin, would you mind just showing one more time how you set up the Mempool or Mempool?
Yeah, we can start completely over on it. Hold on, I got stuff selling on OpenSea. What happened? Let's just take a look.
What's it called?
It's
The
the full
send is
send.
going off crazy.
It's the full send.
That full send is going crazy.
Wait, really?
Maybe you got a red
Yeah.
card. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you got a red card. You gotta refresh the metadata.
Nah, I still got a few sitting here. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Anyway.
the Mia Khalifa.
No one saw that. I really just wanted that in my wallet to like, when people look at it, they're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we're here. We're going to it. Let's start up. We're making a new one. Okay. I'll try and be slower this time. So I'm taking my address. I'm creating a subscription to it. I'm adding my filters. I'll explain what each filter is again. So the first filter is the
Birkin,
status. What up?
are you recording? Someone
No.
asked if you're recording.
No, but I figured it would be easier to record it like off stream and then just send it instead.
I'm recording I'm screen recording everything right now.
Okay, thanks, Gogo.
I can share it tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, nice. That's a good one. Yeah, I can't share and record at the same time. My PH net would explode. So.
So yeah, status is the first thing that I would put in because it's going to show you the status of your transaction, and also hash. These are two the most important in my opinion because the hash is literally your TX hash. You know when you're looking at a transaction and this link right here, that is your hash for your transaction. See, right? So you want both of those. Now, if you're if you're listening to a contract and you want to see what the contract is calling, the function it is to see if it's open trading, if it's flipping the pre-sale state, if they're closing it, you want to use contract call, which is here, and your method name would your property would be method name. So that's added. Right? And then you could add a few more things. Like if you want to get more advanced, you can do like estimated blocks until confirmed. It's like an estimate is kind of not that accurate, but it'll tell you how many blocks until their transaction is confirmed if they're sending on like snail mail gas. And then you can do like the block number, you can see what block they're in if you want to potentially try to get, into the next one. Gas price, you can see what gas price they're using. And when you're listening to your own wallet, you should always have failure reason on so you can see why you failed. And so with those, you should be able to see whatever you want. Let's send a transaction. Where are you at? He's gonna be like, why the hell am I getting like .01 constant? I just closed it because, oh yeah, great. I right-clicked my mouse. I would recommend always minting through contract because signing your wallet up to random websites. Dude, I'm gonna set let's see if we can get this to actually fail, fully fail, dude. It must be at least 21,000. Okay, right here. Alright, 1. There we go. Fun. It's gonna be the slowest transaction ever. My mempool hasn't even picked it up. What is this? Maybe I sent that a little bit too slow. It hasn't even come up on here yet. Alright, let's speed that up. Let's just here. There you go. Okay. So here's my transaction pending. Literally nothing. Here's my hash. It's gonna take an hour to go through. Probably run out of gas. But yeah, you can see that it pops up. Let's rename this and call it snail, because it is a snail. But yeah, it's so simple. Super simple. I can take a screenshot of these right here. So you can always have a screenshot of these. So you know what to put in. But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Alchemy has its own one, has its own mempool up here as well, but it's kind of slow in comparison as well. So, but you can see some in-depth data if you're using the node. Cool. Is there anything else anyone wanted to know?
So I guess just to add on to this, when you're minting, in terms of picking your gas settings, I know that definitely depends on how popular and how many transactions you anticipate. But do you have kind of rules of thumb which you go to, or is everything unique in terms of what you put for the tip and max Gwei and everything?
When it comes to, I think I can get my boyfriend in here if he's free to explain that a bit better, because I'm turbo bad at explaining that. Bibi, are you free?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's joining. Can you explain?
Yeah.
You can ask the question again. Here he is.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, in terms of when you're minting from a contract and you're trying to pick your gas settings, obviously you can always speed up, but in terms of picking your initial settings, how do you go about deciding what you think will go through on that mint? Do you have good rules of thumb, or does it just depend on how popular you think, or how many mints you think are going to go through initially?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you wanna be monitoring what the current gas is at the time to get this kind of benchmark, and I would suggest using this website for doing that. One sec, let me get it. Where should I link it? In lessons, or yeah, I use this website. It's pretty good. But yeah, obviously it depends on how many people that are gonna mint it. You know how hyped the project is. But usually I just you're gonna wanna, if you want in, you're gonna wanna send on high gas, definitely. And the thing is, what's good now with the with EIP 1559, which is basically this new way of sending transactions, where's the max priority fee and the max gas per fee, or whatever, max fee per gas. They're not, if your transaction or rather, if it's not required to take all of your transaction fee, it's not gonna, miners aren't gonna do that. So basically, for example, this mint that we minted today, we both me and Birkin was sending on like 1,500 Gwei, and we ended up only paying like 0.05 because it wasn't required at the time. So, but yeah, always just send high gas. Like if you want in, just send high gas. I don't know. That's just what I tell everyone. There's no point trying to be cheap on it, because at the end of the day, then again, I myself try to just mint stuff that I pretty much know is gonna sell out.
Yeah, but you can
because I don't really gamble on it in that sense. Like I don't buy something that's not hyped.
You can justify it too, because the bigger launches are gonna require more gas. So if it doesn't require much gas, it's going to be cheaper. But if it ends up costing you more, then chances are you're going to be able to flip it for even more on OpenSea. So
exactly, because if your transaction actually required that high gas amount, other people are going to be paying that as well, which should then push up the value, or like people don't necessarily want to sell for a loss, right? So they would want to list that a profit. And so if the gas, if you get in early before the gas spikes, like really, really high, you'll end up making even more money. So just sending high gas instantly, I recommend. That's what I recommend, anyways.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what about the priority? What do you typically put for that?
Oh, that should be that should be equivalent.
The same.
So yeah, exactly. So how it works is that okay, so you need to, in order to be, considered to be included in the block, you need to have, you need to match the current base fee that is required in the block. Meaning, one moment. Let me just get a transaction up here so I can explain. Your max fee has to be within the limitations of the block. So
MetaMask is set up by default.
Wait, can you pull up your MetaMask or something? Actually, that's not going to stream, is it?
It is.
If you try and send a transaction. All right, let's just. Right. Okay, so say we go next. Right. So this specific, like this max fee, this is just the this is kind of setting the threshold of your transaction if you're going to be included or not in the block, right? But the max priority fee is obviously the priority, meaning that say that you're considered for the block at like 1,500 Gwei, for example, and this is the threshold. Ah, shit! How do I even explain this? I mean, shit, I always just send 1,500, honestly, something like that. But if you're looking at this website, for example, and gas spikes to 3,000, if you're looking at gasprice.io or something like that, then you need to at least have 3,000 in max gas. So how it works with the max priority, it's a multiplier of your base fee per gas, and the base fee per gas in each block is calculated off of the max priority fee and max fee per gas. I read an article about it like yesterday or the day before yesterday as well, that I could see if I can find it, because it goes a little bit more in depth in it, and it would be easier for you to see there. But yeah, you want to send high max prior as well, and it's the same thing there. If it's not required for miners to take it, meaning that you are way above everyone else's what they submit, you're not going to get charged for all of that. You could, if they are sending similar gas, right? Then you're going to get charged for it. But if you're like not competing with anyone else, you're going to end up not paying anything, or like almost nothing. But the priority is of most importance if you want to get in fast. If there is competition, you definitely need to up that as well.
Yeah, that was super helpful. Thank you for explaining it.
Yeah, of course. I'm kind of trash at explaining those. So
yeah, but you covered it pretty well. And Agogo is recording, and he's gonna upload tomorrow so that people can actually look over and listen. And you can provide that article that you read, and people can go over that. Yeah, this is why Buys, Gwei, they're in the high IQ section, because I get tongue-tied very easily when I'm talking about things, especially when I'm nervous, because I got nervous. I didn't think this many people would join. So it's easy for me to call them in to help. Did you touch on how high the gas limit is to set? I think recently we've been just leaving it alone, haven't we?
Basically, since you're gonna want to get in as quick as possible, it's better to put it, just a little bit above the default that MetaMask were to give you, or you could even send on the suggested limit. So what the gas limit really is determining how long your transaction could stay valid for, so that say that you're fighting to get into a block, right? People are getting front run and everything. At the beginning of a launch, you're being considered to be mined. Miners have picked up your transaction, or rather, they see it, right? You get pushed out because it fills up with people that are basically they're paying more max priority, right? You get pushed out, and then you get included in the second block, or not included, but you get considered for it, right? So you're fighting there at the top. That is when you need the gas limit, basically, to keep your transaction valid. Why you would wanna up this though is to make sure that you don't run out of gas. But the thing is, it's kind of a fine line, really, what to choose, and it's also a preference. Me personally, I wanna get in as fast as possible. If I don't get in block 1 or 2, by then most likely block 0, 1, and 2, the gas would be way too high. But that's also that's also a judgment call that you have to make yourself. How much are you willing to pay? And as you will be monitoring the gas all the time, you got to make that decision in the moment. But yeah, the gas limit is basically just a threshold for how long you want your transaction to be valid. And obviously, the higher gas limit that your transaction takes, the more you will pay, because that's also, depending on how much it actually uses. But the gas limit, I would just put it just a little bit above what's recommended in MetaMask.
There's a lot of logic behind that too, because if you think of everyone else's the default amount of the gas limit, if you put it a little bit higher, there's going to be a lot of people failing at the same time. So if you pen for even an extra second there, you might actually go through, just because so many other people are now not being able to be picked up.
Yeah, but something also to think of is that miners prefer quick profit. Miners want to include as many as they can, as many transactions as they can in each block, so that the gas, since the gas since the gas limit is determining how long you want your transaction to stay valid for. They might pick someone else's because they see that, okay, this guy has lower gas, or gas limit rather, and since they want quick profit, they're gonna squeeze them in the block because their transaction is smaller, essentially. Then, or they're reserving smaller, lower amount of space, since a block can only be that big. But that's also technicalities that
Yeah, but I mean,
there are lots of articles out there, but just leaving it at around what's suggested, you're gonna be good then. Here's the Medium article for gas. And there's loads of things that you can do with this,
Quick question while you're looking that up. So if you're setting your max fees higher, and you like fail the transaction still, are you paying more for a failed transaction?
With your gas fees being higher?
Yeah.
So basically, okay, so if you fail your transaction before it's minted out, that's either going to be because you ran out of. Actually, that shouldn't really happen. Most contracts that I see now, I remember back in like a couple of months ago, you would get like really charged for your fails. But what would pay? Yeah, it's the max priority and the max gas. Yeah, obviously, like it's both of them. But your gas limit isn't going to make a difference. Like what you set your gas limit at shouldn't make a difference in terms of fails. Just only if you run out of gas, if that's the reason that you fail your transaction, then you're gonna be charged more, because that means again that you were, you almost got into the block, right? But you got pushed out. But I always just suggest, like, I do a lot of, like, if I fail a transaction, I always go and check. I go and look in the block, because you can actually on Etherscan, you can go and just look at the block and see your position, and and see other people's transactions, and if they went through, why didn't I go through? You can always just do a lot of research doing that and learn a lot. Like, you can learn so much from just reading Etherscan.
I think you learn majority from doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One thing that I just got asked is yesterday when we were going for the Rengoku Mint, I told people what to set their gas limit as and they're wondering how I got that number. Essentially, I got that number from pre-sale transactions. So I was looking at the gas limit on the pre-sale transactions, and that's pretty much how I got that number. That's all.
Oh, yeah, you were pre-configuring it.
Yeah, pre-configuring for when Rengoku was about to open. So there was a pre-sale on it, and I went and looked at what they were running for their gas limit, and took a median from there.
Yeah. Oh, did you
Birkin,
show, like,
were you able to mint Azuki with like the bot, or like any like hype ones like full send?
I'm not gonna lie, for Azuki, I was laying on my couch being a potato. I didn't even try to get in. For full send, I did that manually. No bot, nothing.
We
Yeah,
all did that
it
manually. Yeah.
you don't really need a bot.
But for the full send, how I managed to get in before everyone, if everyone's wondering, because I know a lot of people have my wallet tracked. For the pre-sale, I basically did something really stupid that I don't recommend doing. And I was watching Mempool to see when they opened up their trading, and we had the website, but we didn't have the Mint website. And I was just testing random words to see if I could get on the Mint site, and I managed to get on it before everyone. So I don't recommend that. Not a smart move. I could have screwed myself over, but I wanted in. So
the risk-reward ratio.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of this whole like debate on like how much you're willing to bid on gas. It's all your own risk tolerance and just honestly trial and error. I know it's like expensive trial and error, but you definitely learn the most just from when things go wrong. You look, like Gwei said, just looking and comparing yourself to people close to you in the block and seeing what they did different.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like, it's all research in this space. Research and experience. I mean, past experiences. Like, that's how you learn. I've lost tons of money, but I also made money, obviously. And yeah, just research, and understanding.
And then finding people as nice as Birkin to set up servers like this so that you can learn off of other people's mistakes. And
definitely. Yeah, definitely that one.
It's funny because how I learned everything was essentially sitting around Gwei, obviously, because he's been doing this a lot longer than I have, mostly in coins, not NFTs, but sitting in conversations and listening to him talk, I kind of gained a lot of knowledge myself. And then, of course, asking questions here and there where I can if I'm confused on anything. And of course, asking people that I know questions. And in the end, I started to gain a knowledge that I realized not many people had. So my close friendship group, they're in here. You'll see them as like the Scoop Troop or whatever. So people like Amalama, Proreo, Vendetta, like people that you see in here, they're just names that I could see: Epsilon, Choco, Hot Walk. These people all know these things, and the reason I got them involved is because they can help you guys learn these things as well if they have the time. Don't pester them too much, obviously. But if they see a question and I'm not around, they can of course answer it, because these are things that I've taught them already and they have used and it has worked for them. And they can attest to that. So that's why I feel like everyone should know these things. Essentially, someone asked me this yesterday: if all of us knowing these things, is this going to make it harder for us to make money? No. Simple thing right there. No. In fact, you're probably going to make more, because now you're able to get in on things that you probably wouldn't have been able to before. And if you weren't able to get into it, and those people around you, which are the people in this channel right now, because you guys are all from similar communities, you'll see names that you recognize, probably didn't get in either. Or maybe they got in, but they paid like 1.3F in their gas for some reason, you know? I've seen things like that. So these things... Wait, we're echoing. Maybe. So no, you're not going to really like impact anyone else around you knowing these things, because all you're doing is bettering yourself. There are obviously ways to get better and better and better, and those are things that will come to you as you research more. This is just the door opening and showing you the very basics that I feel like you should know regardless. So think of this as like the door is open and you're stepping through it now. From here, with what you've learned today, obviously put it into practice, try it out. But learn more. Do some Google research. Go on YouTube. I don't really have resources on hand because a lot of people ask me for them. But you can do that yourself. Like, you can figure it out yourself as well. And of course, there are tricks to the trade that people aren't going to share, that you're not going to share, because that's where you're giving away your full advantage and you don't. But there are things that you can learn and you can share with others to help others, because it costs absolutely nothing to be a good person, and you don't want to see your friends struggling, right? Yeah, Callie knows this as well. Callie's been practicing this as well. It's not that they haven't been sharing it. It's like not everyone has the time to put aside and show people this, and that's the plan here, and that's why I wanted to create a community where we could help each other. So there's people in this Discord that weren't here for today, but they're probably going to ask these questions, and not everyone can help. And don't think of it as you giving away your advantage or not.
No, definitely not at this point. If anything, it just creates more of a community aspect now. So, like, if you find something you're helping them with now, who's to say that person doesn't find something else in the future, like a couple of days from now, helps you out, and then this whole community grows together. And then really what you're competing against is the other communities maybe that have some things like this, but you're definitely not costing yourself money by helping out with like transactions and stuff like that, because there's so much more to it. But
I mean, exactly. And also to add, like, here in the NFT space, it's not very competitive because they're releasing like what 5K pieces. Like, you all get the same portion. You have like max wallets and shit, max per TX. It's not like in other spaces like coins, because in coins, whoever gets in first gets in first. You know, they're gonna be dumped on. If you get in like second, you're gonna pump the first one. So here in NFT, it's kind of like no competition.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, tons of
there's enough
liquidity.
for, yeah, exactly, and enough for everyone to get in. So it's really good.
If anything, you're just taking away from that one guy who ends up trying to hoard like 500, and like you want to do that anyways. And the more people learn who aren't trying to do crazy stuff like that, the more it benefits the NFT space as a whole, anyways.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, like the Rengoku mint, for example, like it went very well for everyone in the community. But had we not had Birkin there at the time, who was using that tool, then probably a lot of us wouldn't have got it. So by more of us learning, we can definitely help each other out in the community. Like if one of us is around, we know how to use the tool, that's effectively helping everybody.
Yeah, And everyone getting in on that mint didn't impact anyone negatively at all. In fact, it just made everyone happy. Like, so yeah, that's how you can use your knowledge for the better instead of for, being stuck up and like, I don't know. It's just, I really want to reiterate that because like there's people that have come into the Discord and said like, there's so many people in here now. I'm scared to ask questions. I don't want to be laughed at. But if I see anyone doing that in this Discord, they're getting kicked. And they're not going to learn anymore because I don't want that here. I want you to be able to ask your questions freely. I'm going to be super active in here. I have so many people that have already learned a lot from me that can answer some questions. If they can't, they can ping me if I'm not around and help everyone grow together. These sessions are recorded by some people. I'm thinking about condensing a few things down and making like a shorter videos myself and putting them on the server. But also, the whole reason behind this server, now that everyone is in here, well, most people, was because I was creating comic books. Because I feel like that is the best way for some people to learn. So everything I teach, I'm going to create a comic, and it's going to explain everything in image form and in text form, so that you can share it with people. Because there might not be people around you that understand this. Maybe you have a girlfriend, a friend, your father, your mother, your sister, your brother, your cousin, and you want to get them involved, but you don't know how to get them involved. This is something that you can show them and be like, so this is what I do. Simple enough, isn't it? And they can join in, because why not, right?
Yeah, and it's for free as well. So that's really good.
I mean, if